Right, exactly.
Well, good evening and welcome to Senior Info. We got a abbreviated set here
Yeah,
tonight.
we're a little different today, but I
Yeah.
like it. I like the new chairs.
Actually, these have been around for a long time.
They've been around. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They were in the hall, but we got a new sofa.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got two new sofas.
Excellent.
Someone who didn't want to put it out in the crib.
Okay. Very good.
They bought a new one, and this sofa's in great shape. But you know what they do today? Everybody puts it out on the curb.
Well, then it stays out in the rain
Yeah,
and all the weather.
Who's going to pick that up?
Nobody.
Not only that, how do you know if there's any kind of infestation in it?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, you know, if they had pets, it might have fleas.
Bed bugs.
They could have bed bugs in there. You don't know.
No.
Am I going to bring that in my house? Oh, no. But, I mean, I told someone, you could furnish your house driving around Northbridge.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, even cabinets.
TVs,
TVs,
cabinets.
yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
But please, don't do that anymore.
No.
Pay $10, $20, whatever it costs to have it picked up by a rubbish guy and hauled out. Please. I mean, especially going into winter.
Exactly. Or you can put it in your own, if you have a truck, you can put it on your own truck.
Yeah, and bring it up there, and you pay by the pound.
Yeah.
But they'll take it off your
We
hands.
just did it the other day at the senior center. We had this old wheelchair. It was huge. It was like a high back, and it needed to go. And I had two wonderful people in a truck bring it up and got rid of it for us.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you do. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
But God, we're coming into winter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I do want to tell you there's a funny thing about the senior center. So we do accept medical equipment. We've talked about that before. So especially over a weekend and sometimes over a long weekend if we've had a holiday, we'll come into the center and on the front lawn will be commodes and walkers.
It's a long weekend and people are cleaning out the house.
Yeah, exactly. And that's fine. We prefer that you call ahead before you just leave your things.
Well, the thing is, it's a long weekend. Who knows how long it's sat out there?
Right.
And what could happen to it?
Although with the commode, I'm okay with it sitting out for a while, especially.
Yeah, because you can wash that down.
We really don't like to take used. We prefer either brand new or ones that have been barely used. But it's just funny to see it on the front lawn when we come to work.
Well, I've got one from when I had my hernia operation. And I'm not giving up because the older I get, the more I figure I may be using it.
Well, you never know.
Right, so we're keeping it in the cellar now.
Sure, absolutely, yeah.
Like we got a wheelchair from my in-laws, and Linda said, we're not giving it up, we may need it.
You never know, or you might have another family member that might need it.
Right.
So I say hang on to it, yeah, definitely. But we are inundated with medical equipment right now. So if anybody out there is in need, please give us a call.
And this is the time of year, do you do a coat collection?
We're not doing one, and usually our representative, David Meridian, usually does one. I haven't heard that he's doing it. I don't know if I don't think he's watching, but.
No, he's in Grafton.
Yeah, that's right. He's not watching,
No.
but.
Well, you could watch on the internet.
Oh, he could. Yeah, that's true. But no, he usually reaches out if he's doing that, and maybe he's just, not doing it this year.
Well, because of COVID, I can understand it's a very chancy thing. I know the Salvation Army is very picky about what they're taking now.
Yes.
And anything they get in, they have to clean it right away and everything else because you don't know.
No.
And this COVID it's a bad thing.
Right.
So I can understand, but now I've got a number of winter coats that belong to my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, that they didn't fit either one of us. And I'd like to, give them away, get some use out of them. I got some kids' coats from my kids, crying out loud, they're in their 40s.
Oh, wow.
One's almost 50. I said, we got to, they're not going to take those coats.
No.
Northbridge jackets.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I mean, come on. That
Yeah.
goes back to the 80s, and they're not going to wear them again.
No.
One thing wouldn't fit them.
That's true. Well, they've grown up and.
I'd like to clean house.
Right. Exactly.
And I probably even get rid of my old Army uniform.
Well, I don't know. That's something that you might want to hang on to.
Yeah, kind of a memoir.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, yeah, I know people got a lot of stuff hanging around the house.
They do, and I noticed that a lot of people are using this opportunity that now that they're home
Yes.
more, that they're going through stuff and cleaning. So we do get calls on a regular basis.
And you're getting near Christmas, you got to clean up some of the stuff because you got all the Christmas stuff that's, all the Christmas gifts you're going to get that you got to
Exactly.
put away now.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
It's unbelievable. I mean, we are collectors.
We are.
Yes.
Definitely. Yes.
I think back, we collect more than our grandparents ever did.
You think so?
Yeah, I really do. Well,
Yeah.
there's more stuff available.
Well, that's true. There is more stuff available, but it seems like the older generations, well, they don't want to throw things away. That's
Right.
That's one thing that I find is a challenge for some people.
Oh yeah, they keep their dishes and silverware, but you use that on a regular basis.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
But I'm talking about, we collect a lot of appliances and things that they never even thought of using.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not me, boy. If it breaks, I throw it right out.
Yeah. Well, nothing lasts anymore either.
No, it doesn't.
No, it's not like.
It's unbelievable.
Years
I mean,
ago.
I'd rather pay a little more and have it last longer, but you can't find good quality. Well, I think we're getting better now because we're starting to manufacture again in this country.
Mm-hmm.
The Chinese were manufacturing a lot of the stuff we bought, especially if you bought it at Walmart.
Right.
And they downgraded the material and everything else to keep the cost down. They sold it cheap. But, I mean, look at, who would ever think, you know any TV repairmen?
Oh, no.
No, you don't.
No. You just buy a new one.
Right. I go back to the days when they were common.
To come to the house
Yeah.
and repair. Yeah.
I mean, the first color TV we had.
Big TVs, too.
Yeah, we bought that TV probably in, probably in the 70s. And that was like $600.
Sure.
I can buy 5 TVs for $600 today.
Yeah.
And they're all color.
Yeah. And very light. And,
Yeah. So, I mean, times have
Yeah.
changed in that respect, too.
Yes.
So, like I say, if it breaks, throw it out.
Right.
But then it costs you $20 to
Well,
get
then
rid
it
of
just,
it.
if you dispose of it the right way.
Yeah, because don't put it on the side of the
No,
road.
don't.
Oh my God! We just had somebody dump a bunch of carpeting over the fence here.
Oh, no.
We can't afford to have that picked up.
No.
So I'm gonna get the highway department up here, and it's on the part the town uses.
Right.
We get that all the time. People dump stuff
Really?
because
That's
we're
a
an easy
shame.
place.
Well, at one point you had something in the parking lot. Was it a donation bin?
We had 3. We started with 1, and for some reason we ended up with 3 of them.
Yeah.
Because the people think, well, if they got 1, we'll drop ours, and we'll drop ours, and
Right.
even though they had no permission.
Right.
And then all of a sudden we're getting a whole house of furniture.
Yes.
So I says, that's it. I called the guy a couple of times. We caught one guy. We caught him. We found who he was. We found his kid's name in the pile. He had thrown away some papers his kid had from school, and we nailed him down. And we made him come pick it up.
Yeah. Good.
But, I mean, it was getting so bad. And I would call with the people that empty the bins and say, you got to come here and clean this up, or we're going to throw the bin out. Finally, I said, look, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of seeing that mess over there.
Yes.
So take the bins out.
Right. That's the only way
Yeah.
to just eliminate it. And they did the same thing on the at the parking lot on Church Street across from the barber shop.
Yeah.
And that little corner
got out
there,
of hand.
they removed it. Yeah.
I remember down in the plaza, they had a book drop.
Oh, right.
That was way overflowing. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
You could have stocked the library with it.
You could have. Yeah.
I mean, those companies, too, have to do their job.
Mm-hmm.
They should empty on a weekly
It
basis.
was on a regular schedule, and they weren't. So
No.
No.
And that's a good thing to have, too. I mean, I like recycling. I like to be able to throw my clothes in a bin rather than throw them in the trash.
I agree.
And then they go into a landfill.
Yeah.
And, and even if they can't use them, reuse them as clothes, they can break them down.
Can somehow recycle.
Yeah, well, they turn it into paper.
Yes. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's all used. So,
Definitely.
I mean, it makes more sense to do it that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think we got
Do we have a
got
call?
coming
Oh, we do.
before we get into the business
Excellent.
of the
And why we're here?
right. Go ahead, call. You're on.
Oh, all right. Oops, I've got to turn my computer off. Hi, kids. It's Gail.
Hi,
Listen,
Gail.
I was wondering, now that Salvation Army is closed, where is everybody dropping their used clothes off?
Well, you got a couple of bins in town, but that's about it. The Salvation, you'd have to go to Worcester.
Yeah.
As far as I know, they
Yeah.
closed everything down.
It's very difficult to find organizations that are accepting donations right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if Big Brothers, Big Sisters have started up again. I know
Yeah,
they had
they
kind
used
of
to call me once a week and
stopped.
say they were coming through, and we don't hear from them anymore. But I think it's COVID has got a lot of these companies scared. They don't want to
Right.
pick up because they don't know if there's an infection.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, gosh, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, I know St. Mary's and Uxbridge had a bin. What was it, St. Vincent's?
St.
over
Vincent de
there.
Paul.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they were associated with the church. Some of those
Right.
companies actually pay you to put a bin.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
they pay for a collection point. But
No,
I'm
I
not
was
seeing
just
it so
wondering
much.
if we had any resources around town where folks could bring, their clean, used clothing.
Perry's Auto Sales.
Is there a bin there?
Yeah, there's two of them.
Okay. I wasn't
Yeah.
sure if it was
Where's
still.
that? I'm sorry.
Perry's Auto Sale on 122. Right
Oh, okay.
next to Kearns.
All right.
Yeah, that little strip
Yeah,
of
because a lot
commercial.
of folks, we're not going to drive all the way to Worcester.
No.
No, I don't blame you. And even then, if you drive there, you don't know if they'll take them.
Right.
Right. No, that's true. Now, is the food pantry going to have a coat?
Well, we're waiting to see
A
that. We
drop-off
have
for
some coats to donate, but we have not heard anything from Dave Meradian.
And I'm not sure
Okay.
on the food pantry either, Gail. I'm not sure. I think they're leaning towards all gift cards at this point.
Yeah, here again, everybody's
Oh.
afraid of the COVID.
Mm.
And everybody's in that boat right
Yeah.
now.
Yes. Yeah.
So, yeah, and
Yeah.
you can't blame them.
No, we're all in it. We're all in it together with our little water wings.
Yeah.
And if we keep on, we're going to make it through.
We are. We definitely
So-
are. How you
All
feeling?
right, well, thanks a lot.
Oh.
What?
I said, how you feeling?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good. You sound good.
Doing pretty good. Well, I'm doing good in spite of myself,
Well,
What are you going to do? You
You gotta
just keep
stay
on
healthy.
keeping on.
Yeah.
gotta
That's
stay
it.
healthy.
Yeah. Well, you kids have a good night.
Thank you
Okay,
so
thank
much,
you.
Gail.
Yeah, keep up the good work. Bye now.
Thank
Goodbye.
you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, the thing is, I mean, we're gonna start. I feel a little bit queasy, but I don't. It's not COVID. This is the time of year.
Yeah,
The colds come on.
exactly. The weather's...
The weather has been so. It's like a roller coaster. One day it's warm, and next day it's freezing.
Yeah.
And that's not good.
No. And I'm not liking what I'm seeing for the weekend.
Oh, I know. I don't think we're gonna get the snow. The last I watched on Matt Noyes on Neckin, and he said that it would snow in the mountains
Okay.
and further out west, but not so much here.
So what
We're
are we
gonna-
going to have a slushy mess or...
No, we're not going to have that.
No,
we're going to have
just rain.
rain.
Okay.
But-
I'm going to hold you to it, Harry.
Well, if we have rain like we had in the last storm,
That was quite a storm.
yeah, that can be that can be worse than snow.
Yeah.
We fortunately didn't have a lot of erosion
No.
at the new projects. I think the Stone Hill has done an excellent job of getting that under control.
Right, because initially there were problems
Yes.
there.
Well, the problem was them as well as the solar,
Oh, true.
and
That's
both
right.
have got it pretty much under control now.
Yeah.
And it took a lot of work, but thank God they did it.
But they're still blasting. Every
No,
day I'm in my
They're going to be
office.
blasting forever. That is one big mountain of
Yeah.
rock. It's the same with the one that went in off of Thurston Ave.
Mm-hmm.
He went in there, and all he found was a big, huge ledge
Wow.
all the way around.
Wow.
he was going to do an over 55 there, and he turned it into individual units because he just couldn't.
You just couldn't get through all the
No.
stone.
It's just too much. I mean, that's what they're finding. That's all that's left in town. There isn't a lot
Anything
of good
that's
land left.
buildable is really on
Yeah.
rock, right? Yeah.
So you're getting blasting all over the place. The people on Romanowski told me they hear the blasting at Stone Hill and the blasting at Windstone.
Oh, okay.
We're
Right.
getting it on both sides.
On both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, what is?
Okay,
we
so-
got some new things coming down at
We
the
do.
senior center.
Well, we are closed. Right before Veterans Day, I received a call from the town manager telling us it was time to shut down again for a little
Yes,
while.
I know.
So, but that doesn't mean that my staff and I are still in the building because we're answering phone calls. I still have the bus running because there are some essential things that we. Do we have another call?
Yeah.
Oh,
You wanna
okay.
take that?
Sorry. Yeah.
Go ahead, Carl. You're on.
How we doing?
Oh,
Oh, hi, Amy.
Every time Kelly hears my voice, she starts
I
laughing.
start laughing.
Now, if she were looking at my face and laughing, then that would be okay.
No.
Well, first of all, Kelly, I'm proud of you. You got your flu shot.
Oh, how did you know? Did I say?
Watched one of your other programs.
Oh.
I was going to say you're getting a repertoire like Harry, which I told you you would. And more people are going to be recruiting you to get on with them. But anyway, I'm proud of you got yours. And the main reason I called was I know you guys weren't on last night, Harry, and
No, Russ has an injury.
Ooh.
He hurt his knee, and his leg was all swollen, so he
Ooh.
couldn't even put a shoe on.
Ugh.
But he figures he'll be back next week.
Yeah, you won't keep him down long.
No.
That's for sure. So I was flipping the dials, and I wound up WGBH Channel 2.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And if you heard about it or not, but you're fascinated by it, and I'm fascinated by it for a long, long time. Sleep. And the whole
The importance of it. And
theory of sleep and, how it works and so forth and so on. Well, PBS had a program on last night, and it was all about sleep and the REM and this and that,
Yes.
and they showed with animals how it worked. I mean, they even had little mice or rats, and they showed them in different environments, and they put like 2 little orange couches, and then they took it away, and then they put 1 orange couch and one couch, white couch, I should say, and how they react to it. And I know all that sounds stupid, but the point is, if you were to watch the program, you would be just fascinated by the amount of information they have in there.
Yeah, I just read a book about sleep.
Explaining
Yep.
why this works that way and why this works that way, on different people, and obviously the things to avoid. But if I were you, Harry, I'd go back and backtrack it, or have your buddy Troy backtrack it and get the name of the program and see
Well,
if
it
you
might
can.
be on demand.
Yeah, if you can get it on demand and all that. But trust me, you will watch that program and you will turn back. You will come on one night and say, I'm glad Abe told me about that sleep program.
Well, I can tell people go to sleep with the TV on or radio. You're not getting your REM because your body, especially with a blue light, that's the worst. It's telling your brain to stay awake. You don't realize it. Your eyes might be closed, and you think you're sleeping, but you're not really getting into a REM sleep. And so you're not getting a good night's sleep. You're better off put no lights in the room. Night lights are bad too. Any kind of light, because let's say lights will go through your eyelids.
that's true.
So, I mean, you don't want any lights, especially a television, and you don't want any sound. You want it as quiet as possible so that your brain can relax and it can go into a REM. And that's where your body does most of its healing. If you're sick, you get better by resting. And that's why a doctor always says, stay in bed and get plenty of rest.
Right.
Stay in bed and drink a lot of juice. Well, I can't do both.
You got that right.
Right. But, I mean, they know that a lot of rest is a key to getting better.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they talked about, with the sleep, the immunity, and the whole, all the things it does for you. And they basically told you that, scientifically, they showed different people around the world, done studies for years, that if you don't have that sleep and a consistent sleep,
Right.
your health is going to suffer.
Right. It takes its toll. Yeah.
And there's no question about it. But they went from subject to subject to subject, and it was I found it fascinating. And if anyone else would have watched it,
Yeah, we don't take that in consideration, and we're very active. And of course, today you got 24-hour television for crying out loud.
Mm.
So,
Harry, some of the things you've talked about regarding sleep, you when I watched it, it was like I thought Harry was narrating it to a certain degree, But it was, like I said, I found it fascinating, and I think you will too. So, and I know this is not the reason you guys are on. So I'll let you get back to the program. And once again, Kelly, very proud of you to go out there and get your shot.
Thank you.
All
Well,
right. Have a good night.
I have to represent myself,
Good
right?
night.
In the right.
Yeah.
Well, you can't preach to others.
I can't
not to.
preach and not live
Right.
by.
Now, you don't give
Yeah.
them at the senior center.
We used to.
Yeah, but not anymore.
Not this year. We had the clinic was very different this year. It was set up at the high school as a drive-through. I did go there to get
Did
my
they do a
flu shot.
COVID test before you got your shot?
No.
Because I heard that there were some doctors that are concerned that if you have COVID and you get the flu shot,
Oh, at the
it can
same
actually
time.
enhance the COVID.
Mm.
But they don't know. They don't know that much about COVID. So
They've certainly learned a lot in the
Yeah.
past, 8 months or so,
Right.
but they're still
But
learning.
they're still learning, and if no one got the flu shot back then,
No.
well, they might. I mean, we're getting flu shots out well
Well.
into the spring.
Yeah, maybe.
But hard to say if they had COVID.
Right. And they could have and didn't know it. and-
Right.
Yeah.
And we don't know if that made them sick or
know.
if that made it worse or what. So, I mean,
Yeah.
there's so many things they have to learn. But anyway, back to, what do we got new coming up now?
Oh, what do we have new coming up? So the doors are still locked.
Yep.
But we're still behind the closed doors, answering phones, transportation for essential things. I mean, we got to get people to appointments. They still have to get their prescriptions. They have to get food. In terms of the food pantry, what I'm having my staff do is deliveries. Because it's all curbside anyway.
Yeah.
So for us to pick somebody up and bring them to the food pantry, they just sit in my bus.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense.
It's easier to deliver.
It's easier to deliver. So we've been doing that. Every caller that comes in, it's a case-by-case basis what they need. If they need help with, paperwork or some kind of like fuel assistance right now, for instance.
Yeah, that's a big thing right now with smock.
I am passing things through the door. I can still do all that work without having to be a real face-to-face. So.
Is anything available online? If you go online and get the forms?
I email a lot of people, so I
Okay,
scan and email a lot, and I can have people that are computer savvy
Yep.
that can, communicate that way as well.
Well, you'd be surprised how many seniors are.
There are,
Yeah.
and I'm actually finding that there's some improvement in that area because they've been sort of forced to.
Well, yeah, when you have no alternative, you learn.
You learn, yeah. So it's I've had a few seniors recently that have gone on to a Zoom class that we offer, and are so proud of themselves for being able to do it. So
It's not difficult to get on Zoom,
it's not.
but I think it's a pain in the neck sometimes. But I do all the planning board meetings on Zoom. I got a CPA meeting coming up on Zoom.
And I know it's not the same. I
No,
know.
I mean, I'd like to be with people in the same room. And also, when you're on a committee, you can see reactions.
Yes.
And even if they're on the screen, you can't really see it that well.
Sometimes it's hard to control who's
Right.
speaking,
That's
too.
the other thing, yeah.
Unless you have some, the person that is considered the administrator of the meeting, mute everybody and then control who speaks.
Right, but that's a lot,
That's
of,
a lot of work.
for the person running the meeting.
It is a lot of work.
And and sometimes some people go on ramble, and if you can stop them a lot easier when it's live and you're all there.
Yes.
But that's besides the point. We
Yeah.
got to live with that for another few months, I hope. Just a
Right.
few more months.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you got something exciting that might be coming up.
So, as you and I had talked about, maybe we brushed upon it the last time that we were here, is that it is our hope that we have more programming for the senior center through this wonderful cable station that we
Yep.
have.
You have a senior channel.
And we would have our own channel that we would be able to broadcast some wonderful programs. And we're hoping that that will at least help through the winter months, because as we are faced with being in a kind of lockdown again
Yeah.
for the winter months. The winter months are hard as it is, but
You
in
could
a
broadcast
pandemic,
on the channel when you're open and what's going on. The school used it when they first got it, if they had school closing for for winter storm or things like that. But they don't need that anymore, because now they connect with everybody by email and by phone. They have automatic.
yes,
They put the message out to everybody.
right.
So they really don't have a use anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then also you have some programming you'll be doing.
Yes. So if we're able to actually bring equipment into the senior center, and I know that I do have one fitness instructor who comes to my building. That's how she does her Zoom classes right now. If we were to just film her, she would be comfortable because she's in her own space.
Yeah,
Like, she would be nervous coming here.
right.
So that's another opportunity that we're looking
Yeah.
at, as well as some other programs. Now, we recently had a cultural council grant. It was a program called Mabel and Jerry. And
I saw that.
Did you watch it? I
Yeah.
haven't watched the whole thing yet.
It was quite amusing.
I think it's Steve Henderson, and I can't remember the woman's name, but he's been at the senior center in the past, live, in person.
Oh, okay.
And
So he lives in the
he's
area?
I think he's in the western part of the state. But
He
he's a
reminded me
hoot.
of Jerry Bagdasarian.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a cute little program, and if you're able to go on the website to look at the schedule, I'm not sure when it's airing, but you can also see it.
Yeah, if you're a senior, you can relate to it.
Yeah. It's a cute little kind of a skit going back and
Yes.
forth, and but that was courtesy of a cultural grant. Northbridge has its own committee here,
Yes.
and they approve a whole bunch of grants for the cultural.
Oh, I know. It's amazing how many things they come up with.
It's wonderful.
That's how the summer program, but last summer it had to be done virtual. In fact, we actually recorded here the Blackstone Valley Bluegrass.
Oh, I remember you saying that. Yes.
Yeah, we recorded them here
Right.
so they could play it on the.
It would still happen.
Yeah, Open Sky could play it, so they could still perform.
Yes.
And that's become a problem. People. A lot of things got to go virtual.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was the same with the Steve Henderson. He had never done that before. So then he finally did it, and he was able to send it here to the station.
Yes.
And the guys were.
He seemed like a professional actor.
Well, he's been doing it for a number of years, and I think at this
and
point
the woman
it's
as well.
just.
I mean, they did a good job with that.
Yeah. Cute.
And like I said, if you're a senior and you're dating, you can really relate to it.
No. Yeah, so
uh,
if you want to catch that, it's, as I said, you can stream it or you can catch it on 191. I'm not sure.
Well, we
when.
would have it on demand.
Right.
So if you go to your computer, go to nctv11.org, the website, and just scroll down to the on demand, and it should come up under senior info.
Right, and you'll see Mabel and Jerry.
Oh, not
yeah.
under senior, it's under
Under
Mabel and Jerry. I
Mabel
think.
and Jerry,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's a cute little thing. But like programs like that we would be able to
Right.
to bring to
And once
folks.
things break open and we go back to normal, you could probably start doing some interviews with people that come to the senior center.
Definitely. Oh, wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah.
Yeah,
know,
because there's so much that goes on in that center, and it would be wonderful to share it and have that
Right.
exposure. Absolutely.
And even get on record, a lot of the people that talk about what it was like, Northbridge life was like 40, 50 years ago.
Yep.
It was a different type of town.
Yep.
A lot of different places
Mm-hmm.
that are now gone.
Yes.
Every now and then I get together with people in my age group. We go, well, you know, that used to be there. That used to
And
be
to
there.
reminisce. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
and one time I thought I was going to say Burger King used to be there, but they're back.
They are back. Oh.
But that was actually Ed Rutana's gas station,
And wasn't it a bar
and
too?
behind it was the Rutana's bar,
Okay.
the Plumber's AC. But that stood for, see, back when those licenses were issued,
Yeah.
you could only have so many regular licenses in town
Okay.
for alcohol,
Mm-hmm.
but they could have club licenses.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of them got a club license, and you had to. I still got my card from the Bungalow Rest Club.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you had to fill out a little card. That was your membership card, and you were a member of and you could drink there
Mm-hmm.
because you were a club member.
That's great.
Yeah,
Wow.
and it's like the Legion had a license because
Mm-hmm.
we got a club license. You didn't have to have a vacant license.
Okay.
You got the club license.
Right.
In fact, there was a Rockdale AC was right on Beans Lane. That burnt when I was a kid, but that was Rockdale Athletic Club.
Okay.
You see, all these places. I mean, it's it'd be nice to hear about them, and people are interested. And we're coming
Yeah.
up with the 250th anniversary of the town,
Of the town. Yes.
and that is going to be in 2022.
Okay. For a
Yeah.
couple of years.
Yeah, because the town was incorporated in 1772, so
Okay.
2022, so 2 years out.
Right.
And the selectmen are looking at doing something.
Good. Oh, I hope so. Well, by then we should be out of a pandemic.
I would hope so. I mean, I'd like to at least see a parade.
Oh, something. Absolutely. And maybe some other events as well. But back to that, the bar that was in the Burger King area.
Yeah, Plumber's AC.
So I have a shuffleboard table in my building.
Oh,
And
it
I
came
was
from
told
there?
that it came from there. Does that?
That's a possibility.
I mean, it's a huge table. I know it was taken apart to
Yeah.
to get it into my second floor.
Yeah.
But it's a
That's a-
beautiful table.
Yeah, it's a possibility. I mean, it made stuff real good back then.
Yeah, yeah. We've had it refinished a few times, just to make sure that when they
Yeah.
slide the disc down. But it's a great
Yeah.
piece.
Yeah, we had a pool table at the Legion, and when we closed down, we donated the pool table to the youth center.
Oh, perfect.
And Dennis Latour took it apart, completely apart,
Mm-hmm.
and refinished the whole thing. You wouldn't.
Must be
It looks like a
beautiful.
brand new table.
Nice.
Beautiful job. I mean,
Oh,
he put a new cloth on it and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, he did a super job.
yeah.
And the kids love it.
Of course they do.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
and it's good that that stuff gets recycled.
I know. Yeah, that's great that they have that. And we also have 2 beautiful tables as well. And we had pool leagues at one time, and
Yes.
oh, the good old days.
Yeah. I mean, you had a lot of different clubs.
We had so much.
But
Yeah,
that, of course, has come to a halt
a
for
little
now.
bit. Yeah, yeah. I hope it's not. I hope by the spring into summer we're gonna start feeling like we can do a little bit more.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're still giving out the service that you did before.
Oh, definitely. Yeah,
So-
we're still there. We're answering the phones. It's not an automated phone system. We have, we're live people answering the phone, and Meals on Wheels program never interrupted. It just it has been going on without any interruption, and just
Yeah, and now it's more important than ever because a lot of seniors might have lost their jobs,
hmm
And if you don't have a good retirement,
Right.
what do you
You're
live on?
limited.
Social Security doesn't make it.
No,
So, I mean, you're there to help out in that respect.
exactly.
Now, what
Yeah.
about the Medicare now? I'm so sick of seeing the commercials
And
on
well,
TV.
open enrollment ends Monday,
Yes.
December 7th,
Yes, that's the end of it. The commercials will be gone.
until you do go into Medicare Preferred, and that's another whole thing. But anyway, I did hear from the Shine people today, and for
Are you gonna-
folks that are still,
Are people calling you about it? Because it's so confusing.
they are calling, and I refer right to the Shine office.
Oh,
There's a
okay.
local office in Milford. You leave a message, and a Shine counselor calls you back within a good, reasonable amount of time.
Because the commercials are very deceiving.
Confusing.
Well, they're deceiving because they'll say, "Oh, if you go call us up, we can get you Medicare with dental and eye care
Promising
and
a
all this
lot.
stuff." Well, yeah, that's if you qualify, and that's based on your income.
Right.
So, yeah, fine. If you qualify, you should be checking it out.
There's a lot of but or if.
Yeah,
Yes.
but don't think that, oh, I call that number, they'll sign me up, I'll automatically get, no, you're not gonna get that. So I say it's very, very deceiving. I get calls at home constantly. And I can't sign up with anybody because I have, my supplemental health care came with my retirement.
You're
Yeah.
pretty much locked in, and
Yeah, I'm locked in. And, it's a good one.
I was just saying you have a good plan.
Yeah,
so
it's a
you're-
good plan, so, but then because I'm locked in, Medicare does say, well, wait a minute, we can't go another program for you, you're already locked in with that one. And that's both my wife and myself. So, and they're very deceiving on it, and you hear them ads over and over and over.
Yeah.
And they're calling over and over.
Yeah.
They're like the solar people call me constantly too, and I says, are you willing to take the panels off my roof and put yours on? Click.
Wow. Yeah. I don't see as many solar companies around. I mean, maybe I'm just not paying
It's
attention.
slowed down.
But it has slowed down.
The
Okay.
reason you saw so many a while back was the state was subsidizing it. But here again, you had to qualify.
Right.
See, so, I mean, you could get solar panels installed and the state would pay for it. But here again, you had to qualify.
Right.
So it wasn't just everybody.
No.
And then they hook you and then, okay, you still got a decent income. Well, yeah, we'll put them in for you, but it's going to cost you $50,000.
Wow.
And they're also having a problem finding electricians.
Oh, interesting. There's a shortage of.
I
Well,
got-
I think there's a shortage of all trades, really.
Yeah, I got a problem with mine. They said they can't get anyone there till February
Wow.
because they don't have anybody.
Right.
The electricians have got more work than they can handle.
Yeah. There's more work than there are electricians.
Than there are electricians.
Right. Yeah.
Same with plumbers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the problem. But now you can help people on that too, right?
Yes, we do refer to the different trades, and I had somebody call today about snow plowing.
Ah,
So we have a whole list of people that we refer out. So we refer at least 3 or 4. Give people a choice.
well, see, what's good, but going through you too,
There's a trust.
they're not gonna, they're not gonna get somebody who's gonna screw them on the end.
Well, at least we hope not.
Right. But, they've been dealing with you for a long time.
Right. Yeah.
You would know if they're
Yeah.
good or not.
Yes. Yeah. We pretty much. We've done a good background check and know who to.
So they call you, they can get a trust and
Exactly.
referral.
Yeah.
And that can be a problem too, especially for elderly, because elderly is taken advantage of all the
Oh, very often. And I encourage people to call me on those types of issues too, because it's helpful for me to
Yes.
know, if there was a problem with someone that might be in the area doing work for somebody, and if they're not completely trustworthy, it's good for me to know that too.
time. Yes.
Yeah.
And if a spouse dies, you can help people with that too, because there's a lot of paperwork involved there too, right?
I have to say though, it seems like, at least in our community, our local funeral homes.
They're very good.
Oh, they are awesome.
But there might be things that they might need help with,
After the
and
fact.
advice on.
Absolutely.
Well, say for example, the husband passes away. does the wife want to pick up the husband's Social Security because it was more?
Right. Yeah.
You can't get both,
No,
but you can get the higher one.
but you
Well,
could get a higher.
they may not know how to go about that.
Exactly. Yeah.
You can help with a situation like that.
Definitely. We assist
And,
with
and that's
those.
important because if the husband had a retirement, you might need someone to contact the person, the place they were getting their retirement from.
Mhm.
And some elderly just have a hard time getting
Just
a hold of
making
people.
those phone calls. I find that just making the phone calls and getting to the right person to get the right information is huge for some people.
Yeah.
And for someone to sit in my office and have me assist them with that, I just see a sense of relief, that
Yes.
they're
And in some cases, you can do it online. And if they don't have a computer, you could do it right at your
Right.
place.
Yep. Yeah.
Because, you go on the phone and say, okay, if you want this, press 1. You want
Yeah.
this, press 2. Right away, the person's confused. Well, I don't know what to do.
Exactly, and get frustrated and give up.
Yeah.
And so I tell people, just don't put yourself through that. Just come to us. That's what we're here
Yes.
for. This is what your tax dollars are paying us to do.
You get a lot of people calling. Yeah.
The phones have been, I said, even though we're closed, the building is locked, the phones have been unbelievable. And for some, it's just to talk.
Yeah, if you're alone,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you're shut in,
Mm-hmm.
that can be, especially this time of year.
That's why I'm saying if we have this opportunity with offering some cable shows, this is going to be a huge opening for us to
Well,
reach out to some of those people that are.
we have a lot of old
Isolated.
movies that are beyond the copyright.
Mm-hmm.
We could play those as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there's a lot of things could be done working with Aaron and Bill.
Exactly. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a wonderful opportunity for us, for the people of our older community, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I might, you find it pretty interesting.
Definitely. Yeah.
And even if you don't consider yourself a senior, your age shows it anyway. You have no choice.
It does sort of catch up, doesn't it?
You have no choice. If
No.
you either reach there or you
No.
leave. You leave the world, right?
Well,
You got two choices.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I know. But you say staying active, and that's key
That
for
is-
everybody. Yes.
Yes. But then again, you can be active as all hell, and then first thing you know, all of a sudden something happens. You have a stroke, or you just
Something that changes your world, just within
suddenly you get sick.
within a minute,
I
yeah.
think dementia can come on quickly.
It can. I mean, for some people it is gradual, and other people it seems like
It's almost like overnight.
And that's scary.
Yeah, and especially if you're an active person.
Yeah. And you're aware of something's going on, something's not right.
Yeah.
And I tell people, call us then too. We have resources. We have, places that we can refer to and be supportive. And
And if they need to get somewhere, you'll get them there,
mm-hmm.
including out of town.
Including out of town. I still have just a small handful of medical drivers that are so committed and very comfortable with still providing that service. So I'm very fortunate.
And they do this on a 100% volunteer basis.
They do get reimbursed for their mileage if they choose to.
Uh-huh.
I have some folks that choose not to, that they just want to do it just
Yep.
because they want to.
They actually should take it on their taxes,
They could.
because that's considered contribution.
Yes. Yeah. And the same with the Meals on Wheels program.
Yes.
The drivers for that program, they get reimbursed for their mileage as well. So
Yeah, and that can be tough too. I mean, especially in the winter, right?
yeah, it can
they,
be tough.
They go out every day, no matter what the situation.
Yeah, I know that they have shut down during some really bad weather, but for the most part, they still go out. But our nutrition manager is very adamant to his drivers to say, if the walkway is not shoveled or if it appears icy, do not risk yourself to go and try to, you know, get up that walkway.
Right.
And then the nutrition manager will follow up with the person and, you know, try to get
Because some of those people, it may be the only meal they have.
Absolutely. Or the only person that they see for that day,
Yes.
too.
Now,
Yeah.
if someone needs a walk shoveled off, do you recommend, can you get them a person up there to do that for them?
So I actually, for this upcoming season, I have one group that we're referring to that I've already had rave reviews about. I think it was from that past silly storm that we had.
Yeah, the one back in October. Rather.
October, right? And so it's actually they're high school students out of Uxbridge.
Oh.
And it's called Jack Frost Snow Removal.
I heard of them.
They are, the person that I referred them to called me back to give me feedback
Yeah.
and said that they were just phenomenal.
Really?
So that's the name that we've been giving out.
Now, they do this on a voluntary basis?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I don't, well, actually, now that you say that, I don't know if it is volunteer. They're students. Maybe they are getting paid, but I don't think it was.
It wasn't a lot.
It wasn't a lot. No. Because it's almost, you know, maybe a kind of a community service type thing. I'll have to check on that. I'm not sure now.
Well, they deserve
about
to get a little something.
a little something. Yeah, definitely. Especially if I think they're high school seniors
Right.
who are, you know, getting ready for college, I'm sure. And
You know, if you're a senior, you live in the senior living place, it's usually cleaned off.
those folks we don't have to worry about
Right.
necessarily. But the only thing I do worry about with them is their cars. Because they are responsible for getting the snow off their vehicles if they have a
don't
vehicle.
have garages.
No. But I do have to say, in the majority of the buildings in town, the maintenance people that work in those buildings are wonderful.
Yes.
And will go above and beyond and will clear off cars. I don't think all of them do that, but I know some do. Yeah.
That's good. People do get together and help one another. I mean,
They do.
we have a good community like that.
Yeah, and I think it's, I'm finding that, especially in these housing communities, those folks are really pulling together because
Yes.
they're all they have at
Yeah.
this point. You know, they're all kind of shut in together and
Yes. And, you know, if you don't get the snow out of the way, you may be shut in for a long time.
yeah.
You
But
know, like you say, you want to get your food delivery,
Right.
and you can't make it risky for the person
No.
delivering.
No.
But hopefully we're not going to have a bad winter.
I hope not.
It's been good so far.
It
We
has
got that
been,
October storm. We haven't had anything since.
but no, right. And the weather has been mild and then, you know, a little colder and so it's kind of
We
been
had
all
a
over the
similar
place.
thing last year.
Yeah.
We got an early storm in
We did.
October, and
Mhm.
it didn't snow to what? I think March or February, or
Right.
it was really late.
It was late. Yeah, we were really fortunate. Yeah.
Yeah, and we didn't get a lot of snow.
No, it was a good winter
Yeah.
until that other thing arrived.
Yeah, I know. God.
Oh,
That is
boy.
definitely going to come to an end. Now, that's another thing that there's controversy about the vaccine. I heard that the Pfizer one could cause genetic changes in your body, changes to some of your genes,
Okay.
which can cause you to end up with cancer or who knows what, dementia, you don't know.
Right.
And, you know, they've tested it, but they really are trying to get this thing through fast.
Of course.
So, you know, it's hard to say when you really start putting it out there what'll happen.
Right.
So it makes it kind of, geez, do I want to do it or don't I?
I know. It's a tough call. I know that our folks on the front line are a priority, as well as our folks in the
they're
nursing
gonna
facilities.
Yeah, nursing home people are going to
Yeah.
get, because that's where they had most of the deaths.
Mhm.
And here again, I don't even know if you need to give it to kids.
I don't know.
Kids haven't been getting it.
And if they do, they are
They don't even notice it.
right. I mean, there's been some rare cases where some kids have gotten really sick, but again, I mean, it's just a funny virus. It's,
Yes, it is.
It's
So, I mean,
very
you know, how
strange.
do you make a decision there if you're a parent? Do I want to take a chance and then my kid gets really sick?
Yeah. or like you said, has a
genetic
change.
changes in the body. That's what I heard with the Pfizer one. There's a couple others, so.
And the Pfizer is a 2-part. It's
Yes.
2 different shots.
Yes, and supposedly the first shot you get sick, and the second shot you get better.
Okay.
So,
Something to look forward to.
but that's like the flu shot. A lot of
It
people end up
is.
with the flu when they get
Yeah.
the flu shot.
Yeah. And the soreness, the achiness, and just feeling kind of blah for a
Yeah,
couple
because
days.
you get a little dose of the flu. And they say, no, it's all dead, it's dead cells in the vaccine, but, well, I don't know.
I don't know either. It's something.
Because I know I've gotten the flu from the flu shot. So it makes you wonder if you take the chance.
Right. Yeah.
And of course, everything will be free because the government's paying for everything. So when it does come out, you'll be able to go to CVS.
Yeah.
Like they do for the flu shot. You can get a flu shot, it doesn't cost anything.
No. Right.
And that's for anyone. So, I mean, CVS is getting paid by the government
Right.
as well as the drug company.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's a decision you got to make. Do I go down and get the flu? Then do I get a flu shot and do I get the other shot right after?
Right.
You know, these are all questions that haven't been answered.
No. And only time will, I guess, tell us. But I don't know. It's,
Yeah, I mean, and especially if you're an elderly person, you open yourself up to problems. And do I do a double dose? I mean, I take the flu shot and then get the COVID shot, and if I have them too close, well, you know, you don't know.
other side effects, right?
Yeah.
Or will it interact in some way, or will one kind of outrule the other, or
Right.
There's too many factors,
Yeah,
I guess.
it's going to be a big problem for people to come up with answers on that.
Yeah.
And you're going to make a decision eventually,
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
especially if they're going to tell you you can't go to certain places unless you get a
Unless
shot.
you have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean that to me is wrong too. You should be able to decide on your own if you want to take a
Make
chance.
your own choice. Right. Yeah.
And if people are getting the shot, well, they're not going to get it then. They'll be protected, and if you didn't get the shot, well, then you're taking a chance.
Right. And you still have to be cautious and just be careful
Right.
and do all the things that you've been doing all along, I guess.
And I'll be glad not to have to wear a mask every time I go anywhere.
I know. It would be kind of strange in a way, I
Yeah.
think. I mean, even though it's still strange to do it, I think
We're getting used to it.
we're getting used to it. And so I think when we revert back to not wearing it, I think that's going to be kind
But
of...
the thing is, you know, I'll get out of the car and start walking in the store and say, oh my God, I forgot a mask.
Right. Yeah.
Now, someone told me about a guy at Walmart that all he wore was a motorcycle helmet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it didn't have a face mask. It was just, you know, one that came and covered your mouth.
Oh.
And he was walking around Walmart like they let him come in. So, I mean, I don't know when this is going to come to an end.
I don't know. That's hard, though. I think that's hard on staff to question somebody when they don't
Oh,
have
yeah.
one.
I
I mean,
mean,
that puts them in a position that's...
Yeah, they're not getting paid that much to
No.
have to
no.
do that.
Exactly. Although I do think about our little friend Georgette. Had she still been a
Oh.
greeter there,
Whoa.
oh boy,
You wouldn't have got away with it.
You wouldn't have. No.
She was something else.
Oh my
I
goodness.
miss Georgette.
Yeah, I miss her a lot.
Yeah.
I just, as much as she was, boy, she was something at the center. But she brought so much life.
Yes.
You know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And she did go fast.
she did.
So I'm saying you can turn, she lost it, and she really wasn't herself at the end.
Well, she was she was in the nursing facility, and
Yeah.
just
She-
sad. And her family couldn't be there, and that was the hardest
Yeah,
part.
I know.
I mean, at the end, they were outside looking through a window to see her. And how?
That's a problem right now. You can't visit your loved one.
No.
If they're in the hospital, you can't visit them.
No.
I mean, I know people have gone to the hospital, and you know, the wife or the husband have to sit outside
Right.
and wait for them to get done.
Exactly.
When I was in the end of May,
Mm-hmm.
and I got my operation, they wheeled me out. I had to get wheeled out by the guard,
Right.
and then I could get in the car.
Yes.
But my wife couldn't come in and
She
get me.
couldn't come in and get you. No.
No, I mean, and thank God I was only there for day surgery.
Right. Yeah.
And even though I was in tough shape, I was glad to be home in tough shape.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. You knew you were safer
Yeah.
there, and I think you heal faster when
Yeah,
you're
you
at
do.
home.
Yeah, you're in familiar surroundings, you do better.
Yep.
And I was glad to get familiar surroundings.
Oh, definitely.
I did have to
Yeah.
go back because I was so swelled up
Oh, right. Yeah.
because I'm on Eliquis,
Yeah.
which is a blood thinner,
Yeah.
and he didn't take me off of it soon enough. He admitted, the surgeon, he said, I should have took you
Oh.
off sooner
Okay.
because we get a lot of bleeding,
Mhm.
and that's where you swelled up.
Mhm.
So I had to go back, and they did something for me and got it in better
Right.
shape, and then
Yeah.
eventually everything went back to normal,
Mhm.
and I got rid of that huge belly I had that was
Right.
from the swelling.
From the swelling.
Oh, I don't want to go through it again.
No.
I'm not lifting the lawnmower anymore.
Good. So you learned from that.
I did learn from that. I'm very careful now.
Yes. Good. Good.
But, I moved my pellets myself, but that's only one bag at a time.
I was saying, how heavy are those?
50 pounds.
50?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's not
Well,
bad.
just use those legs and,
Yeah,
you know,
it
lift
keeps
the right
me in
way.
shape. I exercise every day
Mhm.
with dumbbells.
Nice.
So, I mean, that's how you keep yourself going. People don't realize you can't just stop.
No, you
You've
can't
got
just.
to keep yourself active.
No, exactly. Yep.
Your mind and your body.
Yep.
You know, exercise, use your mind.
Yep.
Don't be a couch potato. That's the, oh God.
It's the worst. And
Yeah.
I'm afraid that a lot of people have.
You're becoming couch potatoes because
Yeah.
there's nothing else to do.
Yeah. Exactly.
And it's so easy now because with cable you got so many stations and then
Yeah.
you got the other stuff, all the on-demand stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you could sit there and watch TV all day and all night.
Oh, you could. Yeah.
And it's not good. You've got to get
No,
up.
you got to get up. You got to move.
And you have to
Yeah.
have a reason to get up every morning.
Yes. A schedule,
Yes,
routine.
yes.
It's important.
I mean,
Yeah.
even when you don't feel well, if you have a reason to get up, you'll get better quicker.
You will. Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to wrap it
Oh,
up
we
here. We're
are
getting
gonna
close
wrap
to
it
the end. This will be the last show before the new year.
Oh, that's right. So I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, all the and whatever holiday you celebrate
Yes.
this month. And if you need anything, please don't be afraid to reach out to the Senior Center. We're there Monday through Friday, and we're there for you. So give us a call.
And I will be here next week with Dan Chauvin.
Oh, fun!
Yeah, he's a great.
He comes down to the center and he'll play for
yeah.
us. He's
He's
terrific. Yeah, he
Yeah.
is. He's great.
Yeah, Dan told me he would come in,
Good.
so that might be my last show because I have a show scheduled for the third week, but the person I got scheduled hasn't gotten back to me, so I'm wondering if they're going to show up.
Okay. Yeah.
But we take it as it comes.
Sure. Yeah.
But Dan will definitely be here. Dan's reliable,
Super.
and he's going to perform a Christmas concert.
Oh, wonderful. All right. I'll make sure that the seniors tune
Yeah,
in on
yeah,
that
tune
one.
in. It'll be
Yeah.
7 o'clock on 191.
Okay.
All right, well,
Excellent.
we will see you, one of us will see you next
I
year.
was-
I'll see you in a week,
yes.
but Kelly will see you after the first of the year.
I'll be back in January.
Yeah, first Thursday in January.
And then you might see me on some other stuff too.
Yes, well, things might be changing before you know it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But I'm also doing that other show with Michelle, the
Oh, yeah,
Woman of Worth.
Yes.
So you'll see that as well.
That has gotten a lot of views.
Yeah.
So,
So
you tune into it. You might find you surprisingly
it's
you
been
like
fun.
it. Yeah.
It's very fun.
Yeah, and you get to see Michelle's lawn shed.
That's right. Her she shed.
Yeah.
Yes. And her
that Kenny built for her.
yes. And Ken brings the chairs every
Yes.
week.
Yes.
So it gives him a little project since he doesn't have football right now.
I know. He's going to have it in February.
Yeah, he is.
God. Hey, we
He
got to
is.
go.
Okay.
See you next week.